Alright, welcome back to my channel. I bought a Pilot fountain pen and the box actually had that sleeve that I just showed you. Now when we open this box, it's very fancy. It has a mirror in it, and that mirror is even protected by a layer of some plastic film. So let's take this off first. In case you're wondering, this is indeed a voiceover because I actually managed to speak in 2 different languages while doing this. And I want everyone to be able to understand it and not just part of it. So here you go. Me doing a voiceover over this video. I was very fascinated with the fact that there is a mirror in it because it reminded me of the makeup palettes that I got, eyeshadow palettes, and they all had mirrors and this clingy film in it. So, and then you have these two decorative part of whatever, like pieces in there. Not really sure why, but it's kind of cool. And then this is the beautiful, beautiful fountain pen. I did get a Pilot Vanishing Point in matte blue, and that comes with black matte accents. I did get a medium because Pilot is indeed a Japanese brand, and Japanese brands usually, in terms of pens, I've noticed they do tend to be thinner with the same sizing than maybe something produced in Germany. So 0.5 is thinner in Japanese pens than they are with German pens. Just keep that in mind. Not every nib size is the same. There are no standards. So there will be different. It can even be different across not just nationality where they were produced, but also just different brands, even if they are both from Japan, maybe. So, but the fountain pen itself does lay in your hand really well. I really like it. So I'm really happy about that. So if we take that part off where the fountain pen was held, you get this little black envelope. I really like this coordination. Also, there is this metal thing. If anyone knows what this is, please let me know because I'm not really sure. Maybe to convert this beautiful capless fountain pen into a ballpoint pen. I have no idea why you would do that, but okay. This particular fountain pen came with a cartridge that I could use. It's in black. I really don't like black ink. Maybe I will be at some point gonna use it, but I'm not really sure if I'm going to use it. As I said, I'm not really into black ink. It's just not mine. Maybe I will give it my friend. She doesn't mind. And she has a Kakuno from Pilot too, so she will be able to use this. And then you have your manual as well as your guarantee/warranty card in there. That is another thing. I have 3 years of warranty. I ordered directly from their website. They do, at this point, I think they still do. At least the German website from Pilot has a discount code for 25% that is called BTS26, like back to school or the band, depending on what you want, to have like as meaning for the BTS. Anyways, let's jump to me showing off the ink in my messy living room. So the ink that I put into the converter is the Octopus in the color Mermaid. That is a turquoise main tone of it, which is more blue than actually green, with a pink sheen. I really like this ink. I have a different one that's called Dragon from the same brand, but that has a more green undertone. It was in this Blum Twispy fountain pen prior to it. Now I have a Faber von Castell ink in there. So yeah, maybe I will try that ink next with this fountain pen. The fountain pen itself, if you're not holding it correctly, it can skip. So that made me realize that I usually probably don't hold the fountain pen as I should. However, the moment I have the right angle with this fountain pen, it writes smooth like crazy. And this clip actually ensures that you do hold this fountain pen correctly. That's why I realized it. It is not as invasive as I thought it would be. So for anyone who is worried that it might be in the way, It's absolutely not. It's just more like a guideline than rather a really huge drawback for this fountain pen. I think the cost is more of a drawback than this clip. It writes, as I said, very smooth on paper and fluid. It is I would say, medium wet pen. It's not really wet, but it's not dry either. So it's a really nice mix between the two of them. There is no scratching or anything of the sorts with this fountain pen. I'm really surprised on that. I had it now for a few days and I didn't have any problem with getting it to write again after not using it for a few hours or so, or a day. But I'm very consistent with using my fountain pens, so I'm not really sure. But so far, what I've heard from this pilot version of this, who are the creator of it too, the pilot vanishing point doesn't really dry out because the seal is pretty good. Sometimes you can turn around the fountain pen and still write, be able to write it with it, and it is a smaller line then, but it doesn't really work with this fountain pen. So the Twisby you can turn around and still write, and if you have a medium Twisby, it will be more like a fine nib then. And I had a little bit of trouble with filling the converter that was in it because I dipped the nib into the ink to fill the converter. Doing this leaves a lot of air within the converter, so it was messy. I wouldn't recommend. Just use a syringe to fill up the converter if you want to use it, and then just put it in like a normal cartridge. So this fountain pen came with a converter. It also came with a single-use cartridge with black ink. As I said, I'm not really a fan of black ink, so I'm not really sure if I'm going to use it. But I will be using other cartridges with it. I'm not really sure if I want to mess around with the converter every single time. So there you have it, the really lovely vanishing point in matte blue with black accents. And if you want, you can use the discount code that they have going on, at least on the German pilot page with BTS26, and maybe get a huge discount too, because I saved 65 euros. So there you have it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I hope I will hear from you soon. And I keep you updated on what I think in the future about this fountain pen. I'm just really glad and happy that I found this discount code when I did, because it was on my list way longer than the Benu fountain pen that I got a while ago. So I'm happy about this. And bye.